Brad, how much were you able to use the feistiness, the physicalness of this game as kind of an energy boost that maybe you guys needed in a game like this after what you guys have been through? Did that serve as a nice little boost for you guys?
Yeah, every night I want that physical presence with our team. We played a good hockey team tonight. That team's, they got size, they got 4 deep lines, they got a real strong back end. They make you work. You saw in the second period, I thought we had an outstanding first. Second period they started to take over. We couldn't get a new rhythm there. We took some penalties, and then guys were playing too much. Some guys weren't playing enough. We were stuck in our zone for most of it. Third period we came back. It was a heck of a game for our guys. Everything we went through just to get home. This was a big effort.
How tough is that to see Voracek, any player of course, but Voracek down like that in that situation after a hit like that?
Yeah, it's a tough hit.
And the response from your team, I assume that's the response you wanted Werenski's goal. Do you want anything physical coming back immediately on that, or are those days gone?
No, we're trying to get into the game, try and score. That was a huge goal, obviously 6-on-5 there, and just we hung around. We hung around in the game against another real good team. Found a way, and we're just so happy that guys that they could at least get it to overtime there. And then we had a couple looks in overtime, and Chinny comes through there, and that's great.
Brad, so many times games like this come down to your penalty killers, and they were spot on again tonight. I wonder if you just talk about their effort, especially when you had some of them in the box with the penalties you took tonight.
Yeah, I thought they killed really well tonight. I think the first 3 power plays, they were at the one shot and it was a goal, but the rest of it, they were outstanding, and then they brought us energy. It was really, those obviously were big moments in the game to get through it and kill it. That's a pretty good group of players they have over there that can be real dangerous. So they were outstanding tonight. I thought Elvis was outstanding tonight. We knew he's going to have to be huge for us, and he was.
I think this is your 19th comeback win of the season. Might be tied for the NHL lead or close to it. Obviously a very young team, a new leadership group, but we've talked about it all year. But do you just keep being impressed by kind of the way that resilience has been there throughout this entire season?
Yeah, we're one of the younger teams, if not the youngest in the league. And they dig in. They do. We've gone through some tough stretches. We know it, but I've been real impressed with how some of these games, maybe on paper it doesn't look like a real good matchup, but they continue to battle. They do. They push each other. They believe they can win a game, and most nights we're in it. Last night was a tough night against the Islanders. That was a different one. I felt, when I talk about, different storylines. That game, I just felt like we just gifted way too much that game. And not to take anything from the Islanders, it's just, to give freebies, right? And tonight we talked about that before the game and looked at a little bit of video just where we can maybe tighten up a bit. And they're going to get their chances. We knew we were going to need some saves, but we were better. We thought we battled harder in the areas that we were talking about. It was a solid effort.
Zach was just in here talking about Igor, and just he sees the flashes in him, and it's really impressive to watch. And obviously he's a young guy trying to figure out this league for the first time, but he's had some games like this where he's really been a key part of some victories. Just how cool is it to see kind of that young guy figuring it out kind of on the go?
I think he's going to be a tremendous player. He is a good player now, and I think there's a ton of upside. I think him, Silly a little bit, they've hit a wall in these last few games. They've never played this amount of games, especially this kind of schedule. So you can't talk about it, you can't teach it, you got to go through it. And so I think those guys, as they get some scars through this, they learn how to play when they're tired, how to manage their game when they're tired. I thought Chinny gave us great legs there in overtime. He had 2 tremendous shifts there. He almost buries it, drives the guy wide. You see that speed? That's what we want to see more of. And obviously 3-on-3, there's more ice. But, that's one of his weapons is his speed and not just a shot. So two real good shifts from him. It's just they're learning that the grind of the NHL. And it's hard games right now. Guys, teams are the points are at a premium right now, and teams are playing harder, and so it's going to be a great experience for them.
Probably a bit early to tell, but do you have any updates yet on Patty or Jake?
No, I don't. I'm just hoping for the best here.
On the lines of what you're just saying there, before these past 2 games, you guys had scored quite a few goals. You'd won games by scoring a lot of goals, whether they're close or not. Is it important? Like, what was the importance of being able to just kind of grind one out against a team like that in a slugfest and come out on top?
Yeah, you got to find ways to win other than just scoring, obviously. And you know, we've given up goals this year. We know that. I don't think you look at our group, how hard we've played over the last, and not just a couple of weeks. So we're talking since the break. They're trying to improve in areas. They're competing harder at the puck and all those things. So we tried to protect that area a little bit better tonight than we did in the island, and not give the free ones. If they're going to get us a chance, you want to make them earn it. And I thought guys are battling much harder tonight in those areas that we're talking about. So yeah, this is a huge comeback win for us.
Elvis was just in here and kind of mentioning how maybe he was getting into his own head a little bit too much with, goalies have their own language, it seems like.
Yep.
Do you think that there's some merit to what he's basically just saying, I'm just going to go out there and play hockey and try to stop the puck? Do you think there's some merit maybe that could help him kind of, gain some traction here?
Yeah, I'm not going to try and get in the goalie's head. That's a space I stay out of. I let Manny deal with that. It's a hard position. It's I don't know how you reset. I don't know how, if it's not a good goal or a bad goal, or if you're overthinking it. I mean, this is, I know what I want from my goalie. I just don't know how to achieve it. And that's what Manny's really good at. I think he does a tremendous job of talking through these situations with the goalie. Manny's got a lot of experience going through all this stuff and trying to teach him how to be a starter, how to manage yourself. And mentally, you got to have amnesia. You gotta have that short-term memory, because if you don't, you're not ready. The next shot's the most important shot every time. I know that. And if you're still dwelling on the past or dwelling on other things, then you can be in trouble. So, I'm not going to try and overcoach that. I'm going to let Manny do his thing, and I think he does a real good job with that.